Hello, all of my lovely artists. This is your friendly neighborhood art teacher, Miss Asbury, and today we are going to be talking about some tips on drawing. Now, to get us in the mood for this, I thought a great prompt, a great thing for us to draw would be your favorite stuffed animal or your favorite toy. So, what you're going to do is you're going to look around your house, look around your room, and look for something you would like to draw. If you're not big on toys and you like video games or anything like that, you could even do a video game controller. I'm okay with that. For me, I picked this girl. Her name is Flora, and I've had her for years and years and years. And she's one of my favorites. I keep her around just because she always looks good on my drawing desk. So, to draw her, I'm just going to look at her. And that's what every artist does in the very beginning. They always look at what they're drawing. And before I even think about touching pencil to paper, I'm just going to be like, okay, let me use my elements of art and break this down into simple shapes. So if I'm breaking this down, I've got my giraffe's head's kind of just almost triangular with a rounded corner. We've got the long, skinny rectangle neck. We've got kind of a boxy body, and I do have 4 legs here, and they're pretty long. And I've got my 2 flowers. Her eye is a half circle with some triangles. Her mane is made up of a bunch of squares. I can easily break this into shape, which is one of our elements of art. So, with that being said, I'm going to set Flora off to the side here. You can still see her little leggies. And I'm going to try to sketch her out. Whenever you are drawing, it's best to start with a pencil and draw lightly. So that way, in case you make a mistake, you can always erase it. So I'm going to start with her noggin. And I'm going to set her flat. And she's looking up a bit. So I'm making a rounded. And whenever I do my sketch for my giraffe or for anything really, I like to just use light lines like this. I kind of scribble. And I like to scribble just because that way I have a lot of opportunity to pause and be like, okay, is this looking the way I want it to look? So we're moving on to the skinny neck. Goes out a bit. I'm going to make sure her body goes out enough. Get her booty. And then the legs kind of go in like this. And 2, I'm just going to draw 2 of them, I think. There. Yeah, I think that looks pretty okay. Oh, can't forget the tail. And the tail's made up of a bunch of little rectangles too. Alright, so there's the basic body. And again, don't forget to break it down into shapes. So, if I'm going to do her face next, I just need to remember, okay, her eye is just a half circle with some triangles. She's got a little smile. We're going to draw a curved line for the flower sticking out of her mouth. She's got a nostril. She's got 2 ears. See how I'm going back and referencing by looking at my toy? That's the best thing to do. When in doubt, just take another peek and see if you're doing everything the way you want it to be. And if it doesn't look exactly like the toy, who cares? As long as you think it looks good, it looks good. Trust me. Alright, so now she's got the little thingy things. I don't know if they're antlers. I'm not really sure, guys. And then she's got 2 flower spots. She's not your ordinary giraffe. Flora is very unique. She's got flowers instead of spots. Alright, and there's my toy. Once you have drawn out your line work, remember line is another one of our elements of art, so we have shape and line. You could outline this or start with coloring. I'm going to go ahead and outline mine with a Sharpie because that makes it show up really nice. thick lines instead of thin lines, like our pencil's very thin, a Sharpie's kind of thick, it helps catch our eye better. It makes it a lot easier to see right off the bat. It kind of jumps out at you. So I'm just going to be very careful. Notice when I'm drawing with my marker, my lines are not short and wispy like my other ones. I'm just taking my time and doing one continuous line all the way around the outside of my giraffe. And if you feel yourself starting to shake, if you feel yourself starting to stress out about it, take a break, shake out your hands, wiggle your fingers, take some breaths, don't forget to breathe, and then you can keep on going. Alright guys, there's my outline, and wow, you can already see so much of a difference here. Look at how it pops off the page, really makes me notice it. At this point, if you've used a marker and you still see some pencil lines like I do, you can go ahead and erase them to make a little bit cleaner. Also, for your outline, you don't have to use a Sharpie. You can use anything. You could use, press harder with your pencil and make thicker lines. You can use a marker, you can use a colored pencil, you can use a crayon. You can really use anything you like. So now that we've got our outline finished, the last step I like to do is I like to do my color. Color, remember, is another element of art. So we have used line, we have used shape, and now we have used, or we're going to use, color. So I'm going to go ahead and start coloring my giraffe yeller. Alright guys, so that is the colored version of my Flora, my giraffe. Now, you could leave it like it is, just like this. This would be fine. But I want you guys to remember another thing about color. Remember earlier in this year, we've talked about two groups of colors. We've talked about warm colors, which are like our fire colors, red, orange, yellow, and pink. And then we have our cool colors. Remember our ocean colors, blue, green, and purple. So if you're using a lot of one color, like I've got a lot of yellow in my giraffe, you could add warm colors, the rest of them, so orange, pink, and red, to make it look more interesting. Now you're probably thinking, Miss Asbury, how could I do that without making my giraffe look any less yellow? Well, something I like to do is I might go ahead and give my giraffe rosy cheeks to make it look more interesting. I might add some orange in her ear, and maybe for the tips of her toes. Now when I'm coloring with these, I'm going very lightly. I am barely touching my colored pencil onto the paper. The harder you press down with your pencil, the darker the value. Remember, value is another element of art, of our colors. So I'm going to keep my value very light. So she's got some orange tootsies. She's got rosy cheeks. I might add some orange into her eyelid. And then I might just add a little bit of red to make those cheeks just a little bit rosier. Now again, there's a lot of ways that you can color to make your toy look really interesting. And by layering colors on top of one another, you might find out different ways of coloring that you never knew before. But it is all up to you. So, after you have drawn your stuffed animal, and make sure it's colored and everything, I want to see you drop it in the drop box so that I can see it and see what your favorite toys are. If you want to tell me about it, you can always try to find me on Teams, or you can write it in the submissions. There's a lot of ways that we can talk about it. So, with that being said, I am going to sign off and finish coloring my beautiful Flora. And I will post this on Schoology too so you can see the finished product. But without further ado, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.